Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Kaiserreich on the Hearts of Iron 4 engine. Sorry about that. And so let's continue this. We are shifting our armies west. And we can build more stuff. Okay. Doing pretty good on our radars, I think. Which one? Oh, here. That one. We can see our current radar coverage of us and our allies, including the Belgians. Since we're not looking at any more wars in the Pacific, I think we're doing okay out here. Yeah. And we can't build there, I know. So, how are we doing for our resources? We could use more oil. So let's go with that and build some more oil plants. Yeah, I would agree with you there, Steve. Well, of course, Ike is the whole, you know, Dachau guy and whatnot. So yeah, there are worse people, but when you believe it, in your core of eliminating competing peoples because of their race, I just think you're evil. And all Steiner and all those other guys, they bought into SS-ism. So I gotta go that they approved. Whether they went around and committing the crimes themselves or not, they joined the SS. Yes, exactly, Alex. I agree with you entirely. That is very much where I'm coming. Oh, I want to build more. These guys. That is very much where I'm coming from. We're running out of. And we'll see, that's right, adds, and to a point, I agree with him in the sense, the Britain didn't start the war. But he wasn't out for killing Germans just to get rid of them. He was out there killing Germans to end the war once the war was over. But the SS were fighting a war of extermination, a war of annihilation against different peoples. And it was going to be more than just the Jews. So there is a difference. So, you know, I'm all for saving every Allied life that you can. And so there is a difference. But once the war is over, if you then once the fighting is done, you then want to kill off the Germans, then that would be wrong. That's where the difference is. No, it's not genocide. He didn't try to kill it. It was the idea that if it would save the soldiers, then we would do it. It wasn't the goal to kill off the Germans. See, there's a difference there. It was to kill Germans until they stopped killing the Allies. That was the difference. It wasn't the idea to commit genocide. It was they're fighting the Allies, so we're going to kill them until they stop fighting the Allies. The minute that they stop fighting the Allies, we will stop killing you. It's as simple as that. It isn't genocide. There is a complete difference there, and we can disagree over this, but this is my view. It's very different. It's genocide is different than killing the enemy. An Irish-German business venture. A representative from the Irish government has approached us. Apparently, the Irish are attempting to catch up with the rest of the civilized world and have taken an interest in opening up a foreign industrial branch in one of our colonies, Morocco. The Irish has an interest in that nation, natural ore reserves, which are currently in exchange for their rights to export the resources back to their own nation. The Irish have promised they will pay us a share of their profits. Lucrative offer. No, we'll help out the Irish. Okay, so now we should hopefully get some of these guys at our port so we can start shipping them in mass. Back this way. Oh, damn it. Damn it. Stop. Yes, okay. No, oh. Yeah, everybody get to the port. I didn't know we were... okay, you're still moving. Okay, we're deselecting you. Okay. You guys here. Click here. And then come over here and click this port. Can't we go through that way? No. Doing this wrong, it's been a while. Well, let's just do an intermediate stop. Here. There we go. We'll get you nearby. Now Japan. We have more than Rommel here? Okay. Why aren't we getting... Oh, we're in the wrong... We're in naval. No wonder. There we go. So these guys, we will ship them. They have one colonial division with them. Can we come to here? No, you're not letting me come into that port for some reason. Okay, we can get there, but we can't come into their port. I don't get why. With some sort of status, I'm sure. Or can we come to here? No. We can go to Italy. No, that one. There we go. Yeah, that was the end of last session. We took out Japan. It's the most recent Kaiserreich episode up on the channel. Went out yesterday. That may be it. Maybe I don't have access through the straits. That's probably it. Thank you, Alex. That's it. I probably don't have access through the straits. Wasn't even thinking in those terms. Yeah, you're right. Okay, we're gonna pass. Done. France took that out. And decryption has advanced. Very good. Since everybody's screaming me for a new type of tiger or panther, we'll go with this. Good one. Sends to his final form. Yes, now we have our puppet, the Empire of Japan, part of Middle Europa. Tomunoso Suki Yamamoto is the leader of it. And they love us. Let's speed this up a little bit, get going. Oh, we can build more. Let's also help out our allies. There we go. We're going to still wait until we get people in theater because it's just 35 days. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about the Straits. Silly me. Guderian's ready down here to move. Okay, the program has been fulfilled, so we've gone through the full 1934 naval build program. Okay, we now have the martyrs. We can do some converting once we do, let's do wasps. Okay, and our current, no, actually I want, not production, I want what we currently have. Okay, we have light tanks, 3,000. Yeah, let's just turn, now that we have that, I want to start making, no, I'm going to wait for the wasp, the self-propelled artillery. I'm just going to wait for that. Okay. I think, and if you look at, and you can watch Ken Burns' documentary, we should move the German Navy back. We don't need them out here anymore. Ken Burns' documentary on prohibition and talking about the alcohol prohibition. And I think it's clearly from the documentary, and the people came to realize prohibition doesn't work, people. Sorry, it doesn't work. And so prohibition of marijuana doesn't work. Prohibition of crystal meth doesn't work. Do I want crystal meth to be legalized? No. But prohibition doesn't work. So you have to do something else. So I'm not necessarily, I mean, marijuana, sure, yeah, go ahead, legalize it, regulate it, fine. You're talking the harder drugs, well, prohibition doesn't work. Now, what should we do about the harder, harder drugs? That's a tougher thing to say, but prohibition doesn't work. So yeah, Now there should be. I'm for the death penalty if somebody drinks and drives and particularly kills anybody. So if you're high and drive any sort of drug and you kill somebody, you should have the death penalty. And if you're just caught drunk driving or high and driving, not hurt anybody, but just simply do it, you should be going to jail for some time. I don't know of a particular voice that I remember going to school, but I knew a lot of people that smoked a lot of weed way back in the day. So, it's so you know, okay, you come to the Suez. You guys come to Malta, to the Valletta, the Grand Harbor here. Okay, yes, come to Malta. And so I get the idea that there are political people and others that don't think pot's good and think it's bad for you, and I'm not going to disagree with that, but the cost of not regulating it and have it accessible is greater. There's a difference between prohibition of a substance and a prohibition of an action. Here's the thing. If you want to stop drug usage, let's just say we want to stop drug usage, then we should start killing all drug users. And you say, yeah, and so if that's what you want to do, you want to stop drug usage, and you go, well, what about the children who use drugs? We'll kill them, and we will stop drug usage because we will kill all the drug users. But that's what we do with murderers. We either kill them or we lock them up for life, or for a very long time, and so that we can do. That is different than trying to stop the importation and use of a substance. If you're not willing to go after the users of the product in a serious way, this is why this whole war on drugs doesn't make sense, because we're not attacking any of the users in an effective way. So, and we're not anywhere societally wanting to do that. We're not wanting to go and do sting operations on 10-year-olds and then shoot them in the head. So we're not going to prohibit drugs and stop that. Trust me, I'm not suggesting we do that, but that is how you stop it if that is the goal. Oh, sure it will, because if you see everybody getting killed, it'll stop a whole hell of a lot of them, Steve. It'll stop a whole hell of a lot of them. Now, once you're already addicted, it may not stop you, but before you've taken it, if you realize that there's a policeman on every corner who gets to shoot you as soon as they sees you using it, or if he can smell it on your breath, gets to immediately shoot you, it'll stop it. So yeah, it'll work. Now, I'm not saying it's a good thing. Trust me, I am not in any way suggesting it is something that I think you should do. I'm just saying how you can stop it if that is your goal. Well, it's state murder. It's state killing. But what is your goal? If your goal is to stop drug usage, then that's what you do. Again, I'm not suggesting it's a good idea. I'm just suggesting it is the way to make it work. Yeah, well, you guys are bringing them up. Governments can commit murder too. But I agree in general concept, it's a bit... yeah, you can do judicial murder. We might not all agree upon what judicial murder is, but you can do it. Okay, we've got... yeah, we're doing well with 2 a year, 2 carriers a year, that's good. We'll increase subs, and then... I think you're a little... one in the corner of the... I think you're a little misguided there, Dan. Yeah, Pol Pot's a good example of that, Dan, and that's why I do say you can... governments can be committing murders. Or we could maybe, probably should expand the port here. Support increased naval operations and supply. And there we go. Oh, well, let's also do it down here. Yes, I agree with you, Steve. There, they want to be seen about doing something, and definitely back in the past. Oh yeah, we're way overstocked here. Okay, overstacked. Select all. Select all. Here. Come here. And select all. Come up to here. Being overstacked. We don't want this. We don't want to overstack. That causes my attrition problem, which causes manpower to go down, which causes big problems with the different ports, so we don't overstack. So that's sort of, I guess, the difference between dealing with murderers and prohibiting murderers between prohibiting drugs. And so prohibition doesn't work. Whether and no, having pot is not the gateway drug that people say it is. In fact, pot very well may reduce the amount of hard drugs people use. Pot is a demotivator. You know, other than getting the munchies and wanting to eat a lot, it is a demotivator. Crack is a good weight loss drug if you want to lose weight. But pot is a good weight gaining drug. That's good, that's good. Okay, well, yeah, we're all sort of maxed out there to some degree. Oh, no, cancel. We want to be down here. Yeah, I understand, Dan. I think that is more of a localized tactical situation. That's just my view of it. I think much of the opiates that American has are based on the prescription drugs, and a lot of that are coming from China through theoretically legal means, and now are prescribed and whatnot. And people are pushing that problem. Almost thinking we're overproducing everything, because as you can see, we could produce some strategic bombers. I guess that'd be fun. What model of strategic bombers do we have here? Yes, the EO-19. And we can produce or import some more oil. I agree with you there, Ads, but Napoleon was bad. I don't think Richard III was such the ogre that the plays make him out to be. Okay. We're getting close to wanting to start that, but, okay, come back here. Okay, select all. Get on trains. We've got a long ways to go. Get over here. Well, Django, I know what you're saying. Though like I say, I've studied the Jacobite history, and they're started in the very late 19th century, very early 20th century, with the Taylors. Two people. The last name is Taylor. Have started to delve into the history of the Jacobites, which lost why they have the current German monarchy in Britain and not the Scottish monarchy. The Jacobites lost, and that's been more and more re-examined. So it's not always the case. Okay. We're gonna pass. Done. Alright, we didn't need any of the Machlick. Okay, guns from Middle Africa. Great, fine. Junkers, Ju-88. Okay. So we have the Ju-88. That's good. We should improve our artillery or any. Well, we'll improve the anti-tank guns. We're not facing much air power from the enemies. Okay, now again, looking at new aircraft models. Let's come here. We want increased range because we have such big air zones. We'll increase reliability and engines. I think that's good. And then we'll come here and oh, wait a minute. Is the Ju-88? That's the. They're calling this a heavy fighter. Okay. I was thinking it was a bomber. To me, the Ju-88's a bomber. Okay. Well, whatever. So we'll convert this over to our improved version of the Ju-88. Actually, I would say that was more of France, very much so. It was France who had the alliance with the Tsars in Russia. Germany or Britain was aligned with the Kaiser in Germany. It was only really the invasion of Belgium that put Britain on, which was almost a puppet state, not quite, but of Britain. Britain created the state of Belgium at the end of the Napoleonic era. So they were sort of paternalistic over it. And it was only the Kaiser's invasion of Belgium that got Britain into the war. It was really more of a Republican France Tsarist alliance with Russia that got them at war with the Kaiser. Okay, you guys come back. Well, don't know where we're going to face mountain warfare, so we can maybe stay in sunny Italy. Ihre Befehle? Ludwig von Reuter dies. Okay. So we lost another one, I guess. No, I'm going to leave these guys out. No, let's move them over to here. Just so we're not overstacking. I don't know if we're going to be fighting the Egyptian and the Turks. But, these guys. I'm waiting for these guys to get here before we start. They don't need an ill-advised war here, and I'm not sure who else may join this. But I think we're close enough to start. Enforce shipments of oil. Just in case it leads to war. Sad but true ads. Sad but true. I don't think we need these guys here. So let's bring you back to Germany. All the way back to Hamburg. Or here. How is the American Civil War doing? Well, they're not at war. Thought they were. The two groups. Okay, well. Okay, available war goal. So now we can do this. Let's save this. Okay, and we're going to start the war next episode. So I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank you for liking the videos. I really do appreciate that. It does help the channel out. And of course, if you haven't already, Please follow me on Twitch or subscribe on YouTube. Love seeing you around more often. And, of course, post questions, comments, suggestions, ideas. Hopefully we didn't go too far off the rails on this with our discussion, but I do enjoy talking with the guys on Twitch. So, see you next time for more Hearts of Iron.